Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're grinding out bicep curls or muscling the couch across the living room, crushing morning miles, or sprinting through back-to-back meetings, Smoothie King has fuel to help you maximize your workouts, own your recovery, and elevate your game. Give your body the energy, protein, and power it needs with a lineup of delicious smoothies made to help you conquer your goals. Only at Smoothie King.
Don't ask me to talk.
From the sublime to the ridiculous.
Join me, Stacey Heller,
And me, Eric Ryder.
as we talk about what's good to watch, read, see, listen to, and more.
An edutaining 1-hour break in your day that includes the segment, What Are We Eating? Sponsored by Dingfelder's Delicatessen.
Stick with us for something good. Welcome to Don't Ask Me to Talk on Kixie. This is a show that is basically whatever we think is good enough to share with the world, because good stuff should be shared. I'm Stacey Heller. Hello, everybody. And I am joined by my co-host, Eric.
Hey, Stacey, what's good?
There's a lot good. There's a lot good in the world. I'm kind of excited, actually. There's some really random little things that I'm going to bring up today. And we last week...
As opposed to
I know.
every other day.
I know. I mean...
Where you're always
I'm
on topic.
So on topic, so focused. Like, yeah. I mean, I got one of those sweatshirts from, there's a YouTube channel called The Holderness Family. And they're actually the couple that won The Amazing Race this year. Okay. So for people that follow The Amazing Race, they won. Oh, sorry, spoiler. But they have this great channel. They're, doofuses, whatever. And he talks a lot about his ADHD, and she shares a lot about her anxiety that she has. And they came up with a sweatshirt that says something like, ADHD is my superpower. And then there's a little squirrel that's like running off. And that is so how I am. Like, I get back to what I'm thinking and talking about. It just takes a really long time. So, whatever. Okay. So, hey, everybody. Thank you if you're listening live. And if you're listening to the podcast, thank you, too. You can check out, for those of you that don't realize this, you can check out this show and my other show, Stacey Connects, on any podcast platform, really, and take a listen. Stacey Connects is really more of an interview show. I actually let other people talk a little bit. And that show, my mother tends to call or be involved a lot. And she adores Eric.
She's a very nice lady.
Well, you're a very patient man. I mean, what makes me laugh is that she will call into Stacey Connects and she will have something to say or refute, or she'll want to defend herself, or other times she literally just calls to say hi to you.
Well, to be fair, you often start the show with an update of how she wronged you in some way. and so, it's only fair that she would want to call in and give a little rebuttal.
Okay. Yes. And here's the deal. I realized that, so I am a co-host, producer, I don't know, I'm the people, the voice of the people on a show that Greg Kuiper does called At the Root. Mm-hmm. And that is on KKNW. It's also a podcast.
Yep.
And so he talks a lot about like relationships and connection and childhood wounds and all this stuff. So mine is nobody listened to me. And so, I mean, it goes deeper than that. But I literally am like, okay, I'll pay to do a radio show so that I can talk and people have to listen. And the ironic thing is that my mother now listens to it. So I'm like,
it worked.
It worked. So I needed to figure it out. And I adore her. She is a trip. And that's what she did recently. She tripped. But she's doing fine.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So anyway, so check out that show and you can learn more about Joan. You can also listen to it live on our sister station, say that 5 times fast, KKNW. It airs on Tuesdays from 3 to 4. remember that you can connect with us directly by texting or calling 475-999-2726. Or here he goes.
475-999-CRAM.
Cram and Bran. Those are going to be our favorite ones. Or maybe it's like Cram some Bran. Yeah, that is the number. And speaking of which, last week I blatantly was like bribing people to call or text in to see if my my Google number actually worked. And can we have a drum roll? Let's see if you can do it. Thank you. So special thanks to Rosalinda for leaving a message after last week's show, and to Patricia, right? And Patricia Venable, hopefully I said that, she texted us. And so since I had said like whomever the first one is, but since we had one call and one text, we decided that they would both get, they chose actually, a $25 gift card to Dingfelders, which is being mailed to them. Yeah, neither of them chose Arby's.
Neither chose Arby's. All right. Well, that's all right.
I mean,
they can drop by, pick up the horsey sauce, and I don't know. I don't know what they have at Arby's anymore. I think I went there once when I was 6 and haven't been back since. But,
right.
You know, I am hearing that a lot of the jokes about Arby's are not justified. That's all I'm going to say. But okay. I can't testify to that myself, but that's just the word on the street.
Well, fair. And good for you for having an open mind.
But, of course, and not in the same league as Dingfelder's. I mean, that's a world-class deli.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a whole different experience. And actually, It's kind of cool that last week we picked, foods to try to talk about this week, because that means that Rosalinda and Patricia get to try some Jewish deli, which is pretty awesome. And Vance has been doing a ton of construction on the site and really turning it into what looks and feels more and more like a classic delicatessen. Now,
awesome.
This is kind of
because right now they've got just like a sandwich window, basically, that you walk up to and get your sandwich, which is great when you're on the go. Perfect for lunch, etc.
Yep.
But, looking forward to being able to go in and sit down and relax and eat a big meal and then ask Vance if there's a place I could take a nap afterwards.
Right? Oh, my gosh. Like on a park bench somewhere. And it's kind of fun that I have been doing these. Okay, this is random. I have been creating these things that I'm calling haikus. Now, it's a haiku. However, I'm printing them onto napkins that can be used in bathrooms, like, paper napkins and whatever. And so, silly little messages and whatever. And I've done a couple for Vance. And so I am very excited because Vance is going to have some of my haikus in his bathroom.
All right.
I mean, it's kind of fun. Here's the deal. It's a nice way of saying, for God's sakes, people, clean up after yourself. Right? So, I think one of them, and I'm not going to get it totally right because it's not in front of me, and haikus have a very rigid, 5-7-5 syllable thing. But the first one is something like, we aim to please. Would you aim to please? And thank you. And then it says, we aim to please, you aim to please and thank you, says the next person. I mean, it's just a nice way of, anyway.
Saying don't whiz on the floor.
Yes, 100%. That's exactly what it is meant to say. And just reminding people that, clean up after yourself. Okay, I will have to let you know what these are. And I'm going to be making these available, by the way. People can buy these. And it's kind of brilliant. I did another one for a friend as a hostess gift. Hopefully she's not listening. That says, to the perfect host for drying your hands, but keep your filthy mind. Thanks.
Some of these are thinkers.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So Eric, I know that you are like, wow, what is today?
I am, because, every week we've got a new national blank day.
Uh-huh.
It occurs to me now that we're only representing Thursdays because that's our time slot
I know.
on the radio, and there's so many of these. But yeah, I am very curious because I never look at the calendars that have these made up holidays. So.
I didn't either, and they are not made up. These are real things. Okay.
Made up by somebody.
Okay. I mean, yes, which brings me, that's a really nice segue. That brings me to National May Ray Day.
May Ray Day. I don't even know what that is.
I didn't either. So I had to look this up because I was like, what the heck is that? So here's the history of National May Ray Day. And I bring it up because of your point about just making up these holidays, right? So the origin of National May Ray Day was thanks to a comedian named Richard Ankley, who decided to honor his brother Ray, who was born on that same day. In 1977, the Broadway Fun Spot, which is nickname for Broadway residents, in Michigan, decided to commemorate the day by turning it into an official holiday. Richard is also the founder of Welcome Giving Day, which is celebrated in November. So, though National May Ray Day has many associations now, the general idea remains the same. To get out there and soak up some sun. It's a chance to catch the last breath of spring along with the gentle rays precluding summer, a time where nature puts its best foot forward.
And as their website, nationaltoday.com says, today we celebrate all the rays of sunshine in our lives. So
yeah.
I'm guessing that means all the good people and fun things around you.
Right?
I think I could get behind this holiday.
It's a kind of a mouthful, but I sort of love it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different days when you go to these sites that have all of them. I mean, there's the national ones, there's the regional ones, there's the, world ones. And I picked this one because when you live in the Seattle area, truly the idea of needing to capture the ray of sunshine when it happens, you need to do it. So that totally made sense. Also, I love the fact that it's regular folks that are having these days made, as you said. I know, let's make it this day. I kind of want to know what you have to do, and I'm going to see if I can figure out a day.
Well, that's how, your Mother's Days and your Father's Days got started. It was just somebody on a crusade to get people to recognize their mother.
Right.
And actually, that lady turned out to be a crazy person, but it's a great story. That
it is a good story.
I don't know that if we have time to go into, but yeah. And it sounds like May Ray Day is similar, maybe doesn't have quite the universal appeal as Mother's Day.
Right.
So it didn't quite take off that way, but the sentiment is nice.
Yeah. So, basically, catch your rays. Appreciate the rays of sunshine in your life. That may even be people. And if you know a Ray, wish them a happy National May Ray Day.
And play some Ray Charles.
Oh, look at you. Love it. And wear your Ray-Bans. Okay, this could be bad. The other thing that today is National Barber Mental Health Awareness Day. Okay. Again, I picked the ones that sort of tickle me. First of all, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and that's something that I talk a lot about on my Stacey Connects show. And, I'm a big believer that talking about these things, it normalizes them and whatever. This is not about that. This is just makes me chuckle. So similar to probably a bartender or whatever, there are a lot of people that say that their hairstylist or their barber, it's like a confessional. And they share, I don't know if this is true of, probably some men that have been going to the same barber forever. But certainly I'll say as a woman, I go deep with my hairstylist. I'm I know that her daughter's having a baby and I know that it's a boy. And we talk about a lot of stuff. So they must just hear a lot. And so somebody made sure with National Barber Mental Health Awareness Day that we're returning the favor and recognizing the toll that all of our kibitzing and complaining takes on them.
When you sit down to get your haircut, your barber says, "How are you?" And then, so National Barber Mental Health Awareness Day was created to ensure that we're remembering to return the question to check in with our barbers as they so often check in on us.
Right. So we get to say, like, no, how are you?
I think I'm just going to avoid getting haircuts on May 19th.
I mean, well, it's today. So.
Exactly. I mean, every year.
Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every year. Well.
Because I don't necessarily want to know that much about my barber. I just want that you just want 10-minute haircut and get out of there. Well, I don't need them necessarily to even check in with me. Just concentrate on the hair.
Okay. Well,
I hope, generally speaking, that barbers are doing well. Don't get me wrong. As I hope for all humanity.
There you go.
But just, when I'm getting a haircut, I prefer not to have the lengthy conversation. Just concentrate on getting that chopped so I can get out of there.
Well, you remind me of my husband. He's the same way. He's like, yeah, that's nice. Let's go. I don't know. So I feel like it runs either way. People are either like really have a personal relationship. I mean, people talk about how difficult it is to break up with their hairstylist if you've been. And again, I feel like I'm generalizing here, but a lot of my women friends are like, oh man, I'm just not happy with my stylist, but I can't go somewhere else. Like, because typically you book your next appointment like right then and there.
Yeah.
And so then like, what do you say? Like, oh, sorry, can't, like out of time. And so people don't know how to break up with their hairstylist. And it's like, you just ghost them. I mean, it becomes a relationship. Anyway.
It is kind of fun when you get like a hairstylist or a barber that's kind of a character. Like I remember this old guy I used to go to, and I can't remember his name now, but for some reason, like Coke came up and he's like, back in the old days, they had cocaine in the Coca-Cola. And I'm like, uh-huh. And he's like, they should never have taken that out. I used to drink 5 or 6 of those in an afternoon and I was fine. Never hurt me none. I was like, 5 or 6. I'm starting to see why they took the cocaine out of the Coca-Cola.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. Was his name Ray, perchance?
No, I don't think it was Ray.
I mean, that would have been...
I think it was Bill, actually.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I will say that when I used to take the boys for their haircut, when you take them to a barber, like character is the word. Now, if you really want to be nice, and because I know that you're listening to this in the afternoon, but if you have time, it also happens to be National Devil's Food Cake Day, so you could bring your barber some devil's food cake.
There you go.
I mean, just saying. I love myself a good devil's food cake with really bad store-bought frosting.
Those box cakes are really good. I think it's kind of underrated because they're like $1.50 or whatever, and you make it at home with a couple eggs, and you're not doing too much. But those always are. I'm always very pleasantly surprised by the Duncan Hines and the Betty Crockers of the world.
They're good.
Yeah. They're excellent.
When I
never understand why, like the supermarket, you get a cake from them, and it's not good. I mean, it's sweet, but it's not. Doesn't have anywhere near the taste, the flavor of even your $1.50 box that you get at the store and make yourself. I don't know why that is.
And a lot of bakery cakes end up being really dry or too crumbly, and they're not really very good.
Well, if you go to a good bakery, inevitably you're going to get like a good piece of cake. But I'm talking about, I'm not going to name a chain or whatever, but, the supermarket chains of the world have often turned out some pretty mediocre cakes.
My fave cake is the Costco cake.
Oh, okay. I haven't tried that.
I am a Costco cake girl. So, I mean, I bake. I've baked. I had a cookie business, the whole thing. And my favorite thing is the Costco cake. And what I do is when you go to Costco, you can buy it right off the shelf, or you can place an order and they can, put on the giant blobs of balloons and write it, whatever.
Yeah. Now the cake is like 6 foot by 6 foot.
Yes, 100%.
Because it's Costco.
100%.
You can only get it in bulk.
Well, and they are now doing one that is round, and so they have the 6 foot by 6 foot, and then they have like the 3 foot round now.
Okay.
But what I like to do at Costco is you typically have to get like the chocolate with like the chocolate mousse or the vanilla cake with the cheesecake filling. I like to order the vanilla cake with the chocolate mousse filling. And so I write like these love letters on the order, and I'm like, oh, could you please? I would appreciate it so much. Blah, 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 blah. And 9 out of 10 times they do it.
Nice.
The other thing that makes me think of is I used to manage a gourmet food store in Darien, Connecticut, and we also had a catering business. And Paul Newman was a frequent client, and his wife, Joanne Woodward, and we would do a lot of dinner parties. It would be like, Gore Vidal's coming for dinner, and, so-and-so's coming for dinner. And he didn't want to have one of our cakes that our pastry chef made. He wanted to have a box cake, and then we could use the bakery's fudge frosting. And then he wanted long neck buds. I mean, he was a man of simple taste. Gotta love that. Gotta love Paul Newman. Okay, so those are all the national days. I don't anything else?
I mean, I think we've said all we could about cake and Barbers.
Well, yes, there is only so much you can say. Now, why don't we take a break? And we're going to be talking about foods to try. And I figure you and I can chit-chat for a few minutes, but I suspect that we could get Vance to join us on this conversation.
I like it.
All right. Keep listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk with Stacey and Eric. We'll be right back. Stacey Connects. It's not just my business, it's my superpower. Whether you need the right tone and messaging for a new venture, or you've plateaued with your current one, I can help. I connect clients with themselves and their potential. Then, I identify unique solutions that translate your brand into messaging that connects your target audience with your business. Go to staceyconnects.com to connect with me and your messaging.
Interested in learning something new? Meeting someone new? Find out things that we have in common? Well, of course you are. You're a human being. So let's get intentional about it. Join me, JDK Winnikin, every week and get all of that in less than an hour. I'm a writer, a historian, a social commentator, and my show is all about you. Really, that's what it's called. This show is all about you. Get my perspectives on the week's news and hear fascinating guests whose stories will inspire and move you. My show is all about giving you something that connects us. Join me Mondays on Kixie 880 at 3 p.m. or download it as a podcast.
Can't get enough of Stacey and Eric? Then be sure and check out Stacey Connects with Stacey Heller wherever you find podcasts. Stacey chats with guests about a variety of topics, hoping to make a connection through conversation.
Welcome back to Don't Ask Me to Talk with Stacey and Eric. So before the break, we were discussing all of the important national days. And my favorite still, National Barber Mental Health Awareness Day. So random. Last week, we picked from the Wheel O Topics, food to try.
Food to try. Absolutely.
So there's so many different ways that we can go with this.
Yeah, I think we both agreed that we would take it in terms of like maybe dishes to try in the Seattle region.
Yep, totally. So coming here from you came up here from California.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not too much different, I would imagine. Coming from the East Coast, there is a very interesting change of culinary sensibilities from the East Coast. I mean, focus on seafood, obviously. However, the types of seafood, that changes. And the food, also the Asian influence, there is so many different types. Thai food, Korean food, Filipino food, Chinese food, Japanese food, Indian food. Huge, huge, huge influence, which is not the same on the East Coast.
Right.
So that's kind of cool.
It's that Pacific Rim effect.
It is the Pacific Rim effect.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. And then the last thing that I noticed is that definitely Seattle has a big, and maybe it's because of Pike Place Market, but a big farm to table, like, it reminds me of Vermont. Very like, let's try some granola and like boysenberries mashed into like whatever. So there's that kind of healthy vibe. Yeah, well.
Yeah, for sure. People are, trying to eat healthy or, and trying to be healthier environmentally as well as internally.
Yeah, there you go. Do you have some favorite places that you like to go, favorite foods that you like?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's always a tough call of which kind of food that I like the best because I really like I think every country has 2-3 dishes that I just adore. Some people are like, I only like Mexican food, and it's like, okay, that's great, but really, have you tried spaghetti? Because it's pretty amazing, Have you tried a stuffed chicken from Ireland? It's pretty darn good, So that's tough too, as somebody that's visited places outside of this country. When you try the dish over there in the home country,
right,
and it's fantastic, and then you get it over here, and inevitably it's not as good. But I'm still trying to find like a really good Irish restaurant in the region. We've got a couple, Seattle, more than Tacoma, Kells is pretty good. And there's a bar called Fado that's pretty good. And in fact, if you want a good Irish breakfast, Fado does it right. And that's hard to find in this country for some reason.
Where is that?
So that's downtown Seattle.
Okay.
They do a really good Irish breakfast because they get the soda bread right, and you can get the brown sauce to go with it.
Ooh.
And it's not that expensive either. It pairs great with a cider any time of day.
Yeah.
So
it's hearty. Like it's a good. Okay, so that's good to know. So clearly you're a fan.
And I just checked, and looks like Fado has closed, unfortunately. So I guess I'm looking for a new place for an authentic full Irish breakfast.
If anybody that's listening knows of some other places, then remember, you can call or text us. Call 475-999-2726. Let us know if you have some other ideas for Eric, because it sounds like that is a big fave for you. Okay. I like this. I like that you're doing more of the talking. All right, tell me another one.
Another place that downtown that I really liked was there's a Georgian bakery, and it's called I'm not even sure I'm going to say it right, but Skalka, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
It's a Georgian bakery, and they make
what does
these.
That mean? What is like a Georgian bakery?
Well, the country of Georgia rather than the state.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of Eastern European food, and they make these delicious kind of bread. I can't remember what they're called. Like it's like a bread boat essentially, and they put food in the top of it, like eggs and different kinds of meat and sauce. It's really a unique thing to try, and it's good and not that pricey either, which is nice.
I need to go out with you. I'm like not adventure. I mean, that's sort of why I'm letting you and we'll ask Vance when he joins, letting you guys do the talking for once, because I feel like with raising the 4 kids here, you tend to do like, what's the fan favorite? Because A, budget, and B, you don't feel like having everybody go home hungry and you're like, now I got to drive through McDonald's. And so now that Pete and I are newly empty nesters, at least during the school year, we can explore a little bit more. So I'm taking notes here. Okay. Any others?
Well, those are just off the top of my head, like downtown Seattle places. I'm eating in Tacoma because I live in Tacoma. And we've got a ton of great restaurants down there. I tend to go for the street food kind of stuff myself, but I do like to go out to a fancier place every so often. And there's a great little cafe called Over the Moon that's in Opera Alley in downtown Tacoma that does a duck breast that is just insanely good. So I highly recommend them. And then if you're feeling more like street food, across the alley, there is a bar. I think it's called the Rusty Goat. I'll have to double check that.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm pretty sure it's the Rusty Goat. And they do like Japanese hot dogs and a couple other dishes, like just street food stuff that's really good.
Oh my gosh.
So those are a couple good picks, I think, in downtown. My favorite thing, I think, in the city is actually there's a drive-through burrito place called Mimo's. There's one in Seattle too, but nowhere near as good. And I don't understand this because at least it used to be there. The one in the U District of Seattle is like huge and always vacant. The one in Tacoma is tiny. There is no seating inside. It is tiny, and it's always jam-packed, and the line is down the street, and the food is just demonstrably better. So I don't
weird.
understand it. I don't know what the deal is, but sorry, Seattle Mimos, you just aren't doing it. But if you go to the Tacoma one, the fajitas burrito is amazing.
Okay.
So.
Oh my gosh, look at you giving Tacoma some love. I love this. This is good.
And then right across the street, It's Greek to Me, another great drive-through restaurant. Also actually has seating, though, because they used to be where Mimo's was. Then they moved across the street to get to set up a bigger restaurant. And their food is really good.
Greek food is good.
Yeah, I love Greek food. So the dolmatas that they do are fantastic. They do a nice egg lemon soup that's really good. Their gyros, fantastic. What I like to do with them is they do a Greek dinner for two. It's really not that expensive, and you get a ton of food, and you get to try like 10 different dishes.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's well worth doing that. But call ahead because that takes a while. You don't want to just sit there in the parking lot waiting for a half hour.
Right. Yeah, that's not fun. I mean, you could go get a fajita burrito across the street while you're waiting.
You could, but once and those are huge burritos, so you're going to be putting the other food in the fridge then if you eat one of those fajita burritos.
So that's probably not good.
Yeah. So where are your favorite places here?
I think about, we haven't explored enough places. Like, I mean,
and you live on the east side.
We're on the east side, and like we go to so we have a thing that we do every week. We started doing it literally when we were first married, and all through it'll be 30 years in June. And I would say if you put all of our Tuesday night dates together, we probably have missed, I don't know, 4 years out of 30. And we always do Tuesday night date night. We started doing it because it was easier to find a babysitter on a school night. We could go out earlier. I could meet Pete from work. We found the same place, and we would talk about, like, how's your day? How's your week? What's coming up? It's the kid's birthday. It's the holidays, whatever it was. And we would save our Friday, Saturday night babysitters for events and to go out and that kind of thing. Anyway, and we like going. Now, there are some people that like to explore and go to a lot of different places. We like going to the same place every week because we like the fact that they know us. We walk in, they hand us the drink that we like, and
do you get the same dish every time,
Nope.
or do you change it up?
Totally change it up. And there's enough. So we go to SIP that's in the Issaquah Highlands, and it's our cheers. And we can engage and chit-chat with them, or, they sort of know, like, okay, they seem to be working on something. They're having a conversation, and we just like that. And so the food is delicious, but it's not like it's experimental and, oh. Now, I do want to try.
Well, what's your favorite dish there?
What is my favorite dish there? They do some really great seafood. They'll do halibut a lot, and I love a whitefish, and I'm a sucker for fish with a good sauce, and they do some really good sauces.
Well, what kind of sauce are we talking about here? I don't eat much fish, so.
It's like they'll do like a lemon cream sauce.
Okay, that sounds good.
But not like a heavy cream. It's very light and, some capers. And
I like that on my dolmadas.
Right? And it keeps it light so that you can still, and bright. I feel like a foodie. There's just a bright taste to it, which is really, really nice. And, of course, I'm a big fan of their truffle fries.
That sounds great.
Right? And they make a really good burger. So, like, if all else fails, I'm like, okay, how about a burger? And I love that,
Love a good burger.
Sometimes I'm like, hey, I am just in the mood for pasta. Like, can you do this and, like, switch this up and whatever? And they're very accommodating.
I'm still trying to decide what my favorite burger in the region is. There's so many good choices. But I think if pressed, I would go with maybe Pickwick. Have you tried them?
No.
It's another drive-through place that has a few different locations, kind of like a Dick's or a Frisco Freeze in Tacoma. But for some reason, they're just slightly better than Dick's or Frisco Freeze.
Interesting.
Yeah. But the one closest to me in Fife, I can never get over there when they're open. It's just a tiny little hole in the wall.
Those are the best places.
And I can never get there when they're open. But there is one in South Seattle that I sometimes am able to get to when I'm going to events or whatever in Seattle, and
that's
well
cool.
worth it. Yeah, great milkshakes, great burgers, great fries.
What are your thoughts on Burger Master?
I haven't been to Burger Master.
Burger Master, I don't know what I think about Burger Master. I think it's a good burger. I do love the whole, like, drive-in, pull-up experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of fun. And having the tray basically, like, leaning on the car and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of a fun vibe, I think. Yeah, there are a lot of different burgers that my son Will, he is a burger guy. And so he is always on a quest for a really good burger. And so we have tried burgers all over the place.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to have to try Burger Master. I like Kid Valley a lot, too.
They're good.
Yeah, they're very consistent and very good. I don't think it's anything particularly over-the-moon different or unique, but just something to be said for just solid, consistent, delicious every time.
I will say that out of all of the chains, because we're trying to not talk about big chains too much with this conversation, but Five Guys makes a really good burger.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind for when I'm on the road.
Yeah. They just do.
That's typically when I'll eat at a chain is when I'm on a road trip.
Yep. 100%. All right. Well, I have a feeling that we could go on and on, but I am also curious about what Vance is maybe going to bring to the table, because being part of the Seattle restaurant scene, he knows a lot of people and he knows a lot of options. So,
well, and we'll have to table this discussion. See what I did there for the break. But I'd love to hear more on your thoughts on your favorite picks through the region, because you're a little closer to Seattle than I am on the daily, so I imagine you're probably eating at more Seattle restaurants. So
a little bit,
yeah, and the East Side is definitely have not explored food wise. So I need to do more.
Yeah, well, you got to go a little further afield.
Apparently.
Yeah, all right. Let's take a break, and then when we come back, we can we'll talk to Vance. Keep listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk. We will be right back with Vance Dingfelder of Dingfelder's Delicatessen. Stacy Connects. It's not just my business, it's my superpower. Whether you need the right tone and messaging for a new venture, or you've plateaued with your current one, I can help. I connect clients with themselves and their potential. Then, I identify unique solutions that translate your brand into messaging that connects your target audience with your business. Go to stacyconnects.com to connect with me and your messaging.
Interested in learning something new? Meeting someone new? Find out things that we have in common? Well, of course you are. You're a human being. So let's get intentional about it. Join me, JDK Winnikin, every week and get all of that in less than an hour. I'm a writer, a historian, a social commentator, and my show is all about you. Really, that's what it's called. This show is all about you. Get my perspectives on the week's news and hear fascinating guests whose stories will inspire and move you. My show is all about giving you something that connects us. Join me Mondays on Kixie 880 at 3 p.m. or download it as a podcast.
Can't get enough of Stacy and Eric? Then be sure and check out Stacy Connects with Stacy Heller wherever you find podcasts. Stacy chats with guests about a variety of topics, hoping to make a connection through conversation.
Welcome back to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm Stacy Heller, and we've got Eric, and of course, now Vance is on. So we can hear, Vance, what you think we should try. You're in the Seattle area restaurant scene. What do you think? What do we need to try? Eric shared his faves.
Yeah,
Well,
and obviously Dingfelder's is number one on that list, of course.
thank you, Eric. I really appreciate that. Well, Eric, I have so many favorites that I just love because I'm a foodie. But I would have to, I have to say a few places. Delancey. Have you been to Delancey?
No, what kind of cuisine is that?
So Delancey is a pizzeria.
Oh, okay.
And-
I'm already on
and-
board.
And it's amazing. It's an amazing pizzeria. One of my favorites, along with Dino's. Dino's is also a big fave of mine.
What neighborhood is Delancey's in?
Delancey it's in Ballard.
Okay.
And I have to say, it's one of the best pizzas I've had. Their crust is amazing. And they have the Jersey salad that's just fantastic. But the thing that I love about this place is that Essex is next door. And if you know New York and you know Delancey and Essex, there you go. So Essex has different small plate food that's wonderful. And the thing about Delancey is that their veggies are crazy. So not only are you getting really good pizza, you're getting really good veggies, and then you get really good apps at Essex, and then the cocktails at Essex, off the chart. So that's a big one for me. That's number one.
All right. I'm going to check out both of these places next time I get a chance.
Delancey is so good in Ballard.
Yeah.
And then Homer. Have you ever been to Homer?
No, where's Homer at?
On Beacon Hill?
Beacon Hill. All right.
I have to say Homer is one of the best restaurants in this city.
Really? What kind of cuisine are we talking here?
It's the Horn of Africa, Middle Eastern, Israeli, Lebanese kind of cuisine. Right?
All right.
So
I'm on board.
and it's those spices.
And yet they called it Homer.
It's called Homer.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's like
Talk about
the
it. At Homer, they have
like
this.
the Iliad.
So they're pita bread. They make their own pita to die for. They have these small plates that are just phenomenal. So well designed and yet simplistic with really good ingredients. I personally think it's one of the best restaurants in the city, bar none. And they have lamb, and the whipped garlic is one of the things that I love. Okay. And you have to get the whipped garlic. You got to get the pita. You got to get the lamb keftes, and just go there and let them wow you. You got to go like 3 and 4 times. Another place that I just love is Milk Drunk. Same owner. and Milk Drunk is on Beacon Hill, and they do amazing fried chicken sandwiches.
Oh,
Like really good chicken sandwiches that crispy, crunchy, great with really good toppings, really fresh, great food. Their mozzarella sticks are ridiculous.
wow. Normally, mozzarella sticks are so played out.
And I am like so not a mozzarella stick guy. Okay, but I have to say their French fries and their mozzarella sticks are money. And the best thing about Homer is they have this machine that like it's like a Slurpee machine, except they're alcoholic beverages.
Wait,
wow.
is this at Homer or is this at the other place?
No, this is at Milk Drunk.
Oh, okay.
A milk drunk. Okay.
Okay.
I'm
They have
looking
these-
at the Homer website, by the way, restauranthomer.com, and these pictures are a knockout. They just looking at the pics makes me want to be there right now.
and Milk Drunk. Not only do they have great chicken sandwiches, not only do they have like amazing mozzarella sticks, and these cocktails that are smoothie cocktails that are really good. They have soft serve. They make their own soft serve,
Oh my
and
gosh. Done. I'm in.
and the toppings. They've got the hard shell caramel or the chocolate and peanut butter. Crazy. Love Homer. I mean, love Homer, love Milk Drunk. Go down the street.
Sorry, I had to get that in.
Go down the street to Carnitas Michoacan. Fabulous, fabulous Mexican food. Menudo on Sundays. Mwah. Amazing.
What's the name of this place again? Because I got to say, Mexican food in Seattle has been kind of a miss for me so far. So to get a good recommendation, I love it.
Our Mexican food in our town, we have some really good places. Not only in Seattle. I mean, in Georgetown, there's Fonda La Catrina. In Ballard, there's Oaxaca, which are two different types of food. And Oaxaca, it's Carta de la Oaxaca, something like that in Ballard. And the kitchen is all women. And they kill. They're known for their mole and their sauces.
Love a good
And
mole.
Carta or Fonda La Catrina in Georgetown. It's a really good Mexican place. They make their own tortillas. There's some places up in Everett that are phenomenal as well. But and I haven't even mentioned, Reckless Noodle. I don't know if you've ever been to Reckless Noodle, but
No.
they're amazing. And I think it's Tommy is the chef's name. He was Jerry Tronfeld from Poppy. He was a sous chef over there for 10, 15 years at Poppy. And he opened up Reckless Noodle and is just killing it. He does a braised beef cheek noodle that is just to die for. So good. It's and it has the Szechuan peppercorns, green and red Szechuan peppercorns. So it gives you that spicy little tingly thing going on in your mouth. Off the hook. Great menu. Better cocktails. One of my faves and has to be tops on the list is Spinace and Artusi. And Spinace is an Italian restaurant that's on 14th and East Pine, across the street from, say it, Dingfelder's. But it's been a favorite of mine for many years, since before I opened Dingfelder's. They have they do great great Italian food, period. They bake their own bread. They do this tagine, which are these very thin egg noodles. They make them fresh. It's really what made their business. You can get it with butter, sage, and Parmesan, which is my favorite, or the lamb ragu. Incredible. And they just did a private dining room where they can do up to 35, 36 in a private dining room.
Wow.
So they're doing an amazing job. And I don't know if you've ever been to El Terrazzo Carmine.
All right. Now, hold on a minute. Clearly, we're going to have a whole episode where we do this. Okay, so you've given us a lot to think about, but since, of course, we're going to run out of time, what about Dingfelders?
Well, of course there's Dingfelders because, it's all about the meat, right, Stace?
Yeah.
And at Dingfelders, we just love you from the inside out. And that's really what we do. Our amazing things, and we're going to add some things to the menu when we reopen, like our Reuben. Our Reuben, I'm going to just say it now, is going to be the best Reuben in this city. Done. Done. That's it.
Right. Okay.
And you got to come try our sable. Our sable fish is really good. So, we smoke our own fish.
Mm-hmm.
And, our salmon is everybody. I mean, we go through we go through about 300 pounds of salmon, smoked salmon a week.
Wow.
We started doing sable fish, and our sable fish is a delicacy. It's expensive. It's black cod. You know how expensive black cod is. And then we brine it and we smoke it. And then at the end, you brush it with some seasoning and a little honey. It's famous. And back east, when I was growing up as a kid, it was my grandfather's favorite smoked fish.
Mm-hmm.
But I always felt that it was, as a kid, I was a whitefish kid. And I felt that the sable, I was like, it was a little too fishy for me. But as an adult, the creaminess and how buttery the cod is, with saltiness of the brine and the sweetness of the honey, it is phenomenal. Now we're doing it. It's a special thing. We're going to have it now always. Keep an eye out for our fish. You got to try it the next time that you're in.
Yeah, that'll be actually quite soon. Every time you do it, I love the fact that as a Seattle foodie, you obviously, you sponsor the show. We want people to go visit Dingfelders, but I love that you're so supportive of the food community in Seattle, and you have so many great takes. So, folks, make sure that if you didn't get all the names of these places, you can actually listen to the podcast version, and bring your pen and your paper and take some notes and tell them Vance sent you.
I've been taking notes this whole segment for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well,
I'm hitting up Milk Trunk next time I got a show that I'm going into Seattle for. So
Milk Trunk is really cool after a game.
Can't wait to try it.
If you go, and they're open till I think 10. And if you get out of a game, you just shoot up the hill. It's really cool.
Perfect.
Well, thank you, sir.
Oh, sir. What? Who?
Hey,
what?
you deserve respect.
God bless you, Stacy. I love you. Eric, thank you so much. You take care.
Likewise.
Have a great weekend.
Oh, man. All this talk about food today just has me starving as usual. But,
and kind of fun that
it's almost dinner time. So
that works
a couple hours
really well. It's kind of fun that Vance shared some of the things. I mean, yeah, obviously Dingfelder's Jewish deli and then Nourish and everything. But he has some really interesting picks and perspectives.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we actually, for next week's topic, we don't have to spin the wheel.
I'm going to spin it anyway, just for fun. But you go ahead and tell us what the topic is.
Spin it first, and then go.
And it landed on the line between two topics, so this is perfect. That you've got this topic already ready to go.
I do. So speaking of SIP, Tony LaStella, he is a musician. He sings there on Friday nights, I think, or Saturday nights. And he and Maritza Caputo have a podcast. Marzia, thank you. I gotta get that right. Anyway, they have a podcast called The Italian Radio Show, and I am constantly talking with Tony about how I'm Italian by marriage. So I felt like this could be a really fun conversation.
I bet they'll have some opinions on foods to try, too.
Right? Absolutely. So I think that'll be really fun. And so we don't have to worry about the topic. We already know what it is. And that is it. Thank you for listening. Remember to share what's good with us by calling or texting 475-999-CRAM.
You got it.
See you next week.